My brothers and sisters, let me tell you something today. Caring is not the problem. The problem comes when you care too much about the wrong things, the wrong people, and the wrong opinions. You're losing your sleep, your joy, your peace, not because God didn't bless you, not because you're not capable, because you're carrying a weight that was never yours to carry. You're caring about people who don't care about you. You're bending yourself backwards for people who wouldn't even stretch a finger for you. And the danger is this: when you care too much about what others think, you stop hearing what God thinks. You start trying to please voices that don't even have a destiny for you, while the one who created you is saying, "Come to me, give you rest." Some of you are caring about being liked. You want everybody to clap for you. Break this for you. Not everybody is assigned to like you. Some people are assigned to misunderstand you because their rejection is the stage for your elevation. Their no is what will push you into the season of yes, God already prepared. If you keep caring too much about their approval, you'll miss the door God has already opened. Others are caring about fixing everyone. Care enough. You're trying to heal people who don't want to be healed. Save people who don't want to be saved. Encourage people who love being miserable. And here's the truth: you are not the savior. You can't be the solution for everyone. Stop caring more about their change than they do. Release it. That's not your assignment. You care too much about what you lost, too much about what left, too much about what didn't work out. Every closed door is divine direction. Every exit was preparation for a greater entrance. Stop crying over people who walked out, because sometimes subtraction is God's addition. Hear me well. Stop over caring. Stop over giving. Stop over pleasing. Protect your peace. Protect your energy. Protect your purpose. Because if you keep caring too much, you'll drain yourself dry and have nothing left for the real assignment. So today, I declare over you, you will stop carrying weights that aren't yours. You will stop giving energy to people who waste it. You will stop caring more about what man thinks than what God says. You're about to step into freedom, into focus, into power. Because the moment you stop caring too much about the wrong things, you'll finally start living for the right things. There is nothing wrong with caring. Caring shows that you have a heart. Caring shows that you have compassion. Caring shows that you are not cold. You are not careless. You are not selfish. Caring is a gift, but like every gift, if it is not managed, it becomes a curse. There are people right now who are weighed down, not because they lack ability, not because they lack resources, not because they lack opportunity, but because they have misplaced their care. They have given their care to the wrong people and to the wrong opinions. And when your care is misplaced, turns into a heavy burden. Some of you are carrying people in your heart who were never assigned to your destiny. You cry for them, you sacrifice for them, you lose sleep for them, but the truth is they were not meant to be your responsibility. You can spend your life pouring water into a bucket that has holes and then wonder why you are empty. You are empty not because you are weak, but because you are pouring into the wrong vessel. Caring for the wrong people is exhausting because they do not value what you give. They don't even recognize the cost of your love. And if you are not careful, you will die trying to keep alive people who were never meant to walk with you in the first place. It is not just people, it is opinions. Many of you care too much about what people say about you. You lose focus on your calling because you are chasing their clapping. You lose focus on your progress because you are trying to silence their criticism. But here's the truth: no matter what you do, there will always be someone who doesn't like it. No matter how hard you try, there will always be someone who talks about you. And if you give your care to their opinions, you will never live boldly. You will live as a prisoner of their words. You need to understand that caring becomes a burden when you give it to the wrong voices. Why? Because the wrong voices don't build you, they break you. They don't guide you, they confuse you. They don't celebrate you, they belittle you. And some of you are living your whole life trying to prove yourself to people who don't even matter. You're wearing yourself out trying to win the approval of people who were never supposed to be in the audience of your life. Tell you something. If they did not create you, if they do not sustain you, if they cannot determine your destiny, why do you care so much about what they think? You are living for likes, living for applause, living for acceptance. And in the process, you are losing yourself. You are shrinking to fit their expectation when God has called you to rise to your elevation. You are carrying a weight that is not yours. And that weight will crush you if you don't learn how to release it. Caring is powerful when it is directed rightly. When you care about the things that matter, it becomes fuel. When you care about your purpose, you excel. When you care about your growth, you develop. When you care about your calling, you rise. When you waste your care on those who only drain you, when you give your care to voices that diminish you, you end up tired, bitter, frustrated, and resentful. Because your heart was never created to carry everyone's weight. Some of you right now are trying to win over people who have already made up their mind about you. No matter what you do, they will not like you. No matter how much you give, it will not be enough. No matter how much you prove, it will never satisfy them. Why? Because their issue with you is not really about you. Their issue is about their own insecurity, their own jealousy, their own fear. And here you are, caring about their opinion as though it is truth, but caring about the wrong opinions will bury your confidence and bury your courage. You will never rise above what you are willing to listen to. Let me speak this clearly. Every time you put your care in the wrong place, you rob yourself of the strength to put it in the right place. You are supposed to care about your future, but you are stuck caring about gossip. You are supposed to care about your growth, but you are stuck caring about whether people accept you. You are supposed to care about your destiny. You are stuck caring about whether someone clapped for you. That's why you are tired. That's why you are weary. That's why you feel heavy. It's not that you are carrying too much. It's that you are carrying the wrong weight. Think about it. If you water the wrong garden, will you not waste your harvest? If you invest in the wrong place, will you not lose your return? The same way, if you give your care to the wrong people and the wrong opinions, you will find yourself empty, bitter, and wondering why you feel stuck. When you learn to redirect your care, when you choose to care about what God says instead of what man says, when you choose to care about your health, your peace, your purpose, your assignment, suddenly that burden lifts. Suddenly that heaviness breaks. Suddenly you realize that you don't have to carry everything. You were not created to carry every burden. You were not created to please every person. You were not created to bow to every opinion. You were created to walk in purpose, and purpose requires focus. Purpose requires that you stop giving your care to those who drain you and start giving it to the one who called you. So hear me. Caring is good. Caring is godly. But caring becomes destructive when it is misplaced. Stop carrying people who will not walk with you. Stop caring about opinions that do not define you. Stop wasting energy trying to prove yourself to people who will never see your worth. Redirect your care to the right places. Care about your growth. Care about your peace. Care about your future. Care about your relationship with God. Care about the ones who truly value you, not the ones who manipulate you. Because the truth is, you can't carry everything. Something has to go. Some people have to go. Some opinions have to go. And when you finally release the wrong burdens, you'll find the strength you didn't even know you had. You'll discover the freedom you've been longing for. You'll realize that the problem was never caring. It was caring too much about the wrong things. Today, let this be your turning point. No longer will you carry what is not yours. No longer will you bend under the weight of opinions that don't matter. No longer will you waste your energy on people who don't value your sacrifice. Today, you will shift your care. You will place it in the right direction. As you do, the burden will lift, your peace will return, your joy will rise, and your strength will be renewed. Caring is not your problem. Misplaced caring is. So don't stop caring, but stop caring too much about the wrong people and the wrong opinions. When you do, you'll finally be free to care about the things that truly matter, and you'll see the weight fall off your shoulders as you step into the life you were created to live. One of the greatest weights you can ever place upon yourself is the demand to be liked by everyone. It is a silent chain that ties you down, a prison you walk into willingly, because you think that approval is the key to peace. But let me tell you right now, not everyone is assigned to like you. The moment you accept that truth, the moment you stop begging for applause and chasing after acceptance, is the moment you step into true freedom. You see, many of us spend our lives dancing for audiences that were never even supposed to see our performance. We change ourselves, we shrink ourselves, we mute our voices, all because we want everyone to like us. But the problem is this: when you try to make everyone like you, you end up losing yourself. You trade authenticity for approval. You trade boldness for acceptance. And you live your life not as who you are, but as who you think they want you to be. That is not freedom. That is bondage. The truth is simple but hard to swallow. Not everybody is going to like you. Some people will misunderstand you no matter how clearly you speak. Some people will criticize you no matter how well you perform. Some people will reject you no matter how kindly you love. Their dislike has nothing to do with your value and everything to do with their assignment in your story. Because listen to me, sometimes their rejection is the stage God uses for your redirection. Sometimes their dislike is the fuel that pushes you closer to destiny. You have to understand that there are people assigned to your life. There are people not assigned to your life. Those who are assigned will celebrate you, support you, encourage you, and recognize the treasure in you. Those who are not assigned will mock you, question you, envy you, and minimize you, and that's okay. You cannot confuse the two. You cannot spend your energy trying to convince the wrong people of your worth. Your worth is not up for debate. Your destiny is not up for negotiation. If they don't see it, it doesn't mean it isn't there. It only means they weren't assigned to see it. Too many people waste years trying to chase the approval of those who will never give it. You bend over backward, you exhaust yourself, you compromise your values only to discover that it will never be enough. Let me release you today. You will never be enough for the wrong people. And the good news is you don't have to be. Because you were never designed to fit into everyone's box. You were designed to stand out in your own lane. When you understand that not everyone is assigned to like you, you stop taking rejection personally. You stop asking, what's wrong with me? And you start declaring, they are not for me. You stop feeling unworthy because someone walked away. And you start realizing that their exit was simply part of the plan. Not everyone can walk with you where you are going. Not everyone has the capacity to handle your calling. Not everyone has the eyes to see the value in you. And that's fine, because the ones who are meant to be there will recognize it without you having to prove it. Think about it. Every great leader, every visionary, every person who has ever made a difference in this world, they all had people who didn't like them. They all had critics, haters, enemies, doubters. But if they had stopped to win over those voices, they would have never fulfilled their assignment. If you stop to fight every barking dog, you'll never reach your destination. You cannot stop to convince every critic, every skeptic, every hater. If you do, you'll spend your whole life arguing instead of advancing. It's time to release the burden of being universally liked. It's time to stop trying to get everyone on your side. You don't need everyone. You just need the right ones. You don't need the crowd. You just need your circle. You don't need the masses. You just need those few who are assigned to recognize your gift, believe in your vision, and walk with you. And even if it's only 2 or 3, that's enough. Because with the right people, you can move mountains. But with the wrong ones, you'll drown in shallow water. Understand this? Sometimes dislike is not rejection, it's protection. Sometimes God will allow people to dislike you, to talk about you, to leave you, because if they had stayed, they would have distracted you, derailed you, or destroyed you. Their dislike was your deliverance. Their exit was your elevation. And if you keep mourning over who didn't like you, you'll miss the blessing of who does. There is so much peace in accepting that not everyone will like you. There is so much freedom in walking into a room knowing that whether they clap or criticize, it does not change your assignment. You were chosen before they had an opinion. You were anointed before they had something to say. You were set apart before they judged you. Their voice is not the final word. Their rejection is not your identity. Their dislike is not your destiny. Stop wasting tears on people who don't like you. Stop losing sleep over conversations you'll never hear. Stop lowering your worth to win people who don't even value themselves. You do not need them to like you to be who you are called to be. You do not need them to clap for you to keep moving forward. You do not need them to approve of you to step into destiny. Not everyone is assigned to like you, and that's a blessing, because their dislike will keep you focused, their rejection will keep you hungry, and their absence will make room for the right ones. Stop chasing after applause. Stop begging for approval. Stop caring so much about being liked. You were not created to be liked by all. You were created to be loved by the one who made you and supported by the ones assigned to your destiny. That's enough. That's more than enough. The next time someone dislikes you, instead of shrinking, stand taller. Instead of doubting, grow stronger. Instead of asking why, start thanking God for the redirection, because their dislike doesn't decrease your value, only reveals that you don't belong in their assignment. You belong in greater places. You belong with the right people. You belong in the center of purpose, not at the mercy of opinion. Not everyone is assigned to like you. Some are assigned to test you. Some are assigned to challenge you. Some are assigned to push you, and some are assigned to leave you. But all of it is part of the journey. And when you stop expecting everyone to like you, you'll finally be free to love yourself, to walk in boldness, to live in authenticity, and to pursue destiny without apology. You don't need to be liked by everyone to be chosen. You don't need to be accepted by everyone to be effective. You don't need to be celebrated by everyone to be great. You just need to keep moving, keep rising, keep shining, and keep walking in your calling. Because the truth remains, not everyone is assigned to like you, but the right ones will never stop loving you, supporting you, and pushing you toward the destiny you were born to fulfill. There comes a time in life when you must face one of the hardest truths of all. You cannot save or fix people who refuse to change. It doesn't matter how much you love them, how much you give, how many times you show up, how deeply you sacrifice. If a person has made up their mind to remain the same, if a person is determined to stay in their cycle, if a person is comfortable in their brokenness, your care, your effort, your prayers, even your tears will not move them until they decide for themselves. Some of you are drained today not because you don't have purpose, not because you don't have vision, not because you don't have strength, because you are pouring yourself into people who have no intention of being healed. You are trying to rescue those who don't want to be rescued. You are trying to lift people who are committed to staying low. And the result is this: you are exhausted, you are frustrated, you are disappointed because you are carrying the burden of someone else's decision. Let me tell you something. Change cannot be forced. Transformation cannot be pushed onto somebody. No matter how much you talk, no matter how much you beg, no matter how much you cry, if they don't want to change, they won't. You can encourage, you can inspire, you can show them another way. But you cannot walk their path for them. You cannot choose their freedom for them. You cannot force them into healing. That choice must be theirs. And here's where so many of us get stuck. We confuse love with control. We think if we love hard enough, if we hold on tight enough, if we sacrifice deep enough, then surely they will change. But love does not control. Love does not manipulate. Love does not demand. Love shows the way, but it never forces the walk. And if you don't learn this, you will spend your life trying to fix what was never yours to fix. You are not the Savior. You are not the healer. You are not the deliverer. You are a vessel, not the source. You can plant the seed, but you cannot make it grow. You can point to the water, but you cannot make them drink. You can speak truth, but you cannot force them to believe. The more you try to carry the responsibility of someone else's decision, the more you will break under the weight. Some of you have relationships, friendships, even family bonds that are breaking you because you are trying to do what only God can do. You are trying to mend what they are determined to tear. You are trying to save someone who doesn't want saving. And while you are busy trying to rescue them, you are losing yourself. Your joy is fading. Peace is slipping. Your energy is draining, all because you think it is your job to fix them. But hear me. It is not your job. You can't fix someone who loves their chains more than their freedom. And I know it hurts because you see the potential. You see who they could be. You see the greatness inside of them. You see the doors they could walk through if only they would choose differently. But potential without decision is wasted. Talent without discipline, it is wasted. Calling without surrender is wasted. And no matter how much you see in them, if they don't see it in themselves, your vision alone cannot carry them. This is why boundaries matter. This is why discernment matters. Because if you are not careful, you will waste years trying to heal people who enjoy their wounds, trying to rescue people who enjoy their pit, trying to carry people who have no desire to walk. And in the end, you will not only lose them, you will lose yourself. You cannot let your compassion destroy your calling. You cannot let your love become a leash that ties you to someone else's refusal. There is a difference between helping and enabling. Helping is lifting someone who wants to stand. Enabling is dragging someone who has no intention of walking. Helping is guiding someone toward the light. Enabling is living in their darkness while they keep blowing out the candle. And if you are not careful, your desire to save will actually become the very thing that keeps them stuck because you are doing for them what they refuse to do for themselves. There is power in letting go. There is wisdom in saying, I love you, but I cannot carry you. There is freedom in releasing people to their own choices. Because sometimes the most loving thing you can do is step back and allow life to teach them what your words cannot. Sometimes the most powerful lesson comes not from your rescue, but from their fall. And until they are ready to change, until they are ready to surrender, until they are ready to break the cycle, nothing you do will matter. You see, true change comes from the inside. It's not about what others give you. It's about what you decide for yourself. And until a person makes that decision, your saving will only be temporary. They may lean on you for a while, but as soon as you step back, they will fall again because their foundation was never built. That is why your job is not to fix them, but to guide them, not to carry them, but to point them, not to control them, but to release them. When you release them, you also release yourself. You release the guilt. You release the pressure. You release the false responsibility. You release the burden that was never yours to carry. Because, listen, every time you try to fix someone who refuses to change, you are not only delaying their process, you are delaying yours. You are holding yourself back, putting your destiny on pause, wasting your energy on dead soil. You could be sowing into fertile ground. So what do? You love them, but you don't lose yourself for them. You pray for them. You don't pause your destiny for them. You support them, but you don't sacrifice your peace for them. You show them the door. You don't walk through it on their behalf. You release them into the hands of God and keep moving in the assignment He has given you. And as you do, you will find peace again. You will find freedom again. You will find strength again, because you were never meant to carry what isn't yours. You were never meant to be savior. You were never meant to be rescuer. You were meant to walk in purpose, to shine in destiny, to fulfill your calling. And when you stop trying to fix what you cannot fix, you will finally have the energy to focus on what you can. So hear me. Stop breaking yourself for people who refuse to bend. Stop pouring yourself into cups with holes. Stop trying to rescue those who are committed to staying stuck. Love them, yes. Pray for them, yes. But don't lose yourself trying to save them. Because the truth is simple. You cannot save or fix people who refuse to change. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you will step into the freedom, peace, and strength you've been waiting for. Life has a way of shaking us. Life has a way of bringing us moments we never expected, losses we never asked for, rejections that cut deep, exits that leave us feeling abandoned. And if you are not careful, you can spend the rest of your life staring at what you lost, crying over who left, and mourning the doors that closed. But hear me well, dwelling on losses, rejections, or exits blinds you to God's new opportunities. The reason many people feel stuck is not because God has stopped blessing them, not because their season has ended, because their focus is still on what is gone. They are so consumed with what didn't work, with who walked away, with what slipped out of their hands. They cannot see the new thing that is right in front of them. The past has chained their eyes, and as long as your eyes are chained to yesterday, you cannot see the opportunity of today. Loss hurts, rejection stings, exes break us. Nobody denies that, but pain was never meant to be your permanent address. Grief was never meant to be the house you live in. It was meant to be a hallway you walk through. Yet some of you have pitched a tent in sorrow, built a house in heartbreak, and set up camp in disappointment. You keep playing the same memory in your head, rehearsing the same what-ifs, replaying the same conversations, and the result is this: you are missing what God is trying to bring to you now. You have to understand that every ending is not destruction. Sometimes it's direction. Every rejection is not cruelty. Sometimes it's protection. Every exit is not abandonment. Sometimes it's preparation. But when you dwell on the loss, when you stare at the rejection, when you weep endlessly over the exit, you blind yourself to the fact that God never closes one door without preparing another. How many times did you cry over what you thought was the end, only to look back years later and realize it was the beginning? How many times did you mourn who walked out, only to discover that their absence made room for something greater? But the danger is, if you refuse to let go of yesterday, you won't live long enough to see tomorrow's blessing. You cannot embrace the new while holding on to the old. There are people still chasing after relationships that ended years ago. You keep rereading the old chapter, hoping somehow it will rewrite itself. But the story has already moved on, and until you do, you will remain stuck in the pages of the past. There are others who are still bitter about the rejection, still angry about the no, still offended by who didn't support you. And because of that, you cannot see the yes that God has already prepared. You cannot see the open doors because your eyes are glued to the doors that closed. Rejection is often redirection. What you thought was a loss was actually God steering you towards something better. What you thought was an exit was actually God clearing the room for those who were truly meant to walk with you. But when you keep dwelling, when you keep replaying, when you keep mourning, you blind yourself to the truth that the setback was setting you up. You cannot afford to live your life looking backward. A runner cannot win a race if they keep looking behind. A driver cannot move forward if they stare in the rearview mirror. And you cannot embrace new opportunities if your heart is still living in the old. Yes, you love them. You love them. Yes, it hurt when it ended, but holding on to it will not bring it back. All it does is rob you of what could be. You see, dwelling is different from remembering. Remembering is looking back and learning. Dwelling is looking back and living there. And when you dwell on loss, you give it power it doesn't deserve. You let the past write your present. You let the rejection define your worth. You let the exit convince you that you are alone, but the truth is, if it left, it wasn't meant to stay. If it closed, it wasn't meant to remain open. They rejected you. They weren't meant to carry your crown. Sometimes subtraction is God's addition. Sometimes losing is the doorway to gaining. Sometimes what feels like abandonment is actually alignment, and until you learn to release what's gone, you will never receive what's coming. You must decide today, will you keep staring at what's lost, or will you open your eyes to the opportunity standing right in front of you? I know it's not easy. I know the pain is real. I know rejection can cut like a knife, but you cannot let your pain blind you. You cannot let your heartbreak steal your sight. You cannot let your disappointment keep you from destiny. There is something new God is trying to do, but you'll miss it if you keep crying over the old. Let me make this plain. If they walked away, let them walk. If they said no, accept it and move forward. Door closed, stop banging on it and start looking for the one that's opening. Your future is not behind you, it is ahead of you. Your blessing is not in the one who left, it is in the one who remains. Your opportunity is not in the door that closed, it is in the door that's about to swing wide open. Every loss carries a lesson. Every rejection carries a redirection. Every exit carries a preparation. But you'll never learn, never grow, never see if you keep dwelling. Dwelling makes you blind. Dwelling makes you bitter. Dwelling makes you stuck. Releasing opens your eyes. Releasing restores your peace. Releasing unlocks your future. So today, choose release. Release the pain. Release the disappointment. Release the rejection. Release the people who walked out. Stop rehearsing it in your mind. Stop feeding it with your tears. Stop glorifying what is gone. And lift your eyes to the horizon, because God has something better, something greater, something beyond what you lost. You thought it was the end, but it was the beginning. You thought it was rejection, but it was protection. You thought it was abandonment, but it was preparation. Don't blind yourself by staring at yesterday. Open your eyes, open your heart, open your spirit to what God is doing today. Because the truth is, dwelling on losses, rejections, or exits blinds you to God's new opportunities. But if you release the old, you will finally see the new. Peace is priceless. Energy is sacred. And yet, too many of us are bankrupt in both, not because life stole it, but because we gave it away. We gave it to arguments that weren't worth it. We gave it to relationships that drained us. We gave it to people who didn't appreciate us. We gave it to opinions that didn't define us. And now we are tired, weary, empty, not because we lack purpose, but because we lack protection. Let me say this loud and clear. If you want to walk in your destiny, if you want to fulfill your true assignment, you must learn to protect your peace and protect your energy. Overcaring is one of the greatest silent killers of destiny. You care about everyone, everything, every opinion, every outcome until your spirit is exhausted. You are losing sleep over people who don't lose a minute thinking about you. You are stressing about situations you cannot control. You are sacrificing your mental health trying to manage things that were never yours to carry. And the result, you have no strength left for what truly matters. Let me ask you, how many opportunities have you missed because you were distracted by drama? How many doors closed while you were busy chasing the approval of people who were never assigned to your life? How many times has your assignment suffered because your energy was tied up in places that didn't deserve it? That's the danger of overcaring. It looks noble, it feels compassionate, but in reality, it drains the very resources you need for your destiny. Peace is your foundation. Without peace, your mind is scattered. Without peace, your spirit is restless. Without peace, your creativity dries up. When you allow overcaring to invade your life, you are trading peace for pressure. You are trading calm for chaos. You are trading clarity for confusion. Protecting your peace doesn't make you selfish, it makes you wise. Because only from a place of peace can you hear God clearly, move confidently, act effectively. Energy is your fuel. Every day you wake up with a limited supply. And just like money, how you spend it determines your outcome. Some of you are going broke energetic because you keep spending your energy on things that have no return. You invest hours in worry, in gossip, in pleasing people, in solving problems that aren't yours. And by the time you return to your true assignment, you're empty. And then you wonder why you feel stuck, why you feel stagnant, why you feel like nothing is moving. It's because your energy has been spent in the wrong places. You need to understand that your assignment requires focus, requires strength, it requires clarity, and you cannot give your assignment your best if you are busy giving everyone else your all. There are dreams inside of you, visions God placed in your spirit, work that only you can do. But if you don't protect your peace, if you don't guard your energy, you will spend your life being busy but never effective. You'll do everything for everyone else, but never step into the one thing you were created for. And let's be real, overcaring comes from a dangerous place. It comes from the need to be accepted. It comes from the fear of being misunderstood. It comes from the pressure of being everything to everyone. You are not everyone's savior. You are not everyone's solution. You are not called to fix everything. You are called to fulfill your assignment. Until you learn to stop overcaring, you will always trade purpose for people pleasing. There is a freedom that comes when you finally decide, I will not let everything pull me. I will not let everyone drain me. I will not let every opinion shake me. I will protect my peace. I will guard my energy. I will focus on my assignment. Suddenly, the noise around you doesn't bother you. The critics don't move you. The drama doesn't touch you because you realize that your destiny is too important to be distracted by things that don't matter. Think about it. When Jesus was on earth, he loved deeply. He didn't overcare. He didn't chase everyone. He didn't try to convince every critic. He didn't stay where he wasn't received. He protected his assignment. And if the Son of God himself did not carry people, what makes you think you can? Love people, yes. Serve people, yes. Never lose yourself trying to fix everyone. Protect your energy so that your purpose can flourish. Protecting your peace also means setting boundaries. Some of you need to stop answering every call, stop responding to every message, stop showing up to every battle. Not every fight deserves your fists. Every invitation deserves your presence. Not every opinion deserves your reply. Sometimes the most powerful move you can make is silence. Sometimes the greatest strength is walking away, because when you protect your peace, you protect your purpose. Protecting your energy also means being intentional about where you invest yourself. You cannot keep pouring into people who never pour back. You cannot keep giving your best to places that give you nothing in return. You cannot keep trying to light fires in people who enjoy the dark. Your energy is precious. Spend it on your growth. Spend it on your vision. Spend it on your calling. Because when you do, you will see results that overcaring could never bring. There are blessings waiting for you. There are doors God has opened for you. There are assignments only you can fulfill. But if your mind is scattered, if your heart is heavy, if your energy is drained, you won't even have the capacity to walk through those doors. Protecting your peace and energy is not optional. It is essential. It is the only way to stay sharp, stay focused, and stay ready for the opportunities ahead. So today, make the choice. Choose to stop over-caring. Choose to stop giving everything to everyone while leaving nothing for yourself. Choose to stop being drained by the drama, the opinions, the critics, the chaos. Enough. Choose to protect your peace and guard your energy, because when you do, you will have the strength to focus on your true assignment. You will finally have the clarity to see where God is leading you. You will finally have the capacity to walk in purpose. Let the world say what it wants. People think what they want. Let situations unfold as they will. Your job is not to fix everything, not to please everyone, not to carry every burden. Your job is to protect your spirit, protect your mind, protect your heart, and keep your eyes on your assignment. Because the truth is, your peace is power, your energy is fuel, and your assignment is destiny. Protect them, and you will rise. Neglect them, and you will fall. So protect your peace. Protect your energy. Stop overcaring. Focus on your true assignment, and as you do, watch how the weight lifts, watch how the distractions fade, watch how the doors open, watch how your life transforms. Because destiny doesn't come to the drained. It comes to the disciplined. And the disciplined know this truth: nothing is worth losing your peace. Nothing is worth draining your energy. Nothing is worth missing your assignment.